How do you build stuff in Space Engineers that doesn't hurt your little eyeballs and make you bleed from the head? That's probably the most asked question in regards to Space Engineers. And although I have astonishing 1,500 hours in, I don't feel confident in answering that. Like, when I built a ship for a role-playing scenario and presented it to my Discord the other day, the reactions were absolutely fine and I totally didn't cry that night. But I saw some room for improvement, so I thought, hey, why don't I look at established design practices and see what I can copy from that? Here begins my journey through architectural styles of Earth in an attempt to become a better designer in Space Engineers. As a German, I thought it would just be natural to start with Bauhaus. You've probably seen Bauhaus design or architecture around you, you just don't know it yet. Bauhaus comes natural to most beginners in Space Engineers because it's very blocky, but that's not all. This website had 5 criteria for Bauhaus. Number 1. Functional shapes. That means no embellishment and every form follows a function. Don't waste time or space on greebling. Number 2. Simple color schemes. In Bauhaus you want to mostly use simple colors, like grey, black and white, with a balanced mix of colors to accentuate. More on that later. Number 3. Industrial materials. Bauhaus structures use steel and concrete and glass. Number 4. Balance asymmetry. With Bauhaus you want to go asymmetric but keep repeating elements to have something artistic that is not too industrial. Number 5. Holistic design. Everything in Bauhaus is Bauhaus. Bauhaus is meant to incorporate every bit of everyday life, from typefaces to furniture to architecture. Bauhaus must be the style of choice for every last bit of your design. With that in mind, I went ahead and looked up the Bauhaus color wheel. The idea is that you take 2 opposing colors from the wheel and use these sparingly. The 2 colors must make grey when mixed together. I tested that with this website. Then I used that grey, a darker shade of it, and the 2 accent colors for my build. Then I went ahead and built a little ship. As you can tell, it's slightly asymmetric, and all the greebling looks like it follows a function and is at the same time minimalistic. Unlike I usually do, I didn't use many angles. For accents, I also used the retrofuture armor, because that gives a nice little shine. Here we are with a nice little minivan. Then I built the garage for it, again keeping it simple, straightforward, nothing too fancy. Then I built a sort of superstructure from there, with beams going straight up and splitting up in 90-degree angles. I cut out a part of the second floor and the third to turn those into balconies and to maintain asymmetry. I'm using a flat roof, as many Bauhaus buildings do, adding some solar panels for functionality, and these air vents again using the retrofuture armor. The stairwell uses this as well to give it a steel look as well as dark wood texture. That both looks expensive and industrial, again keeping with the Bauhaus style. Then I filled the gaps in the walls with large windows, made some windows extend through the wall and added furniture. Even though the house looks very blocky, I'm kind of fond of how it turned out. What do you think? Is this a way to make blocky builds look good? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you have suggestions for other styles of architecture I should use, let me know down below.